Hi everyone, welcome to video number 10. I can't believe we've done 10 videos, but here we are. I'm Marlene Moore, and I'm welcoming all of you to our Back to Basics Adult Learners videos. I'm hoping to do at least 15 of these videos, and if you haven't been on one of our videos before, if you're new to this, please go back to video 1 if you are a beginner. If you are an intermediate student, go to about video 4. That should help. And if you're not sure, you can go back to video 1 and just see where you fit in. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. We had 375 people on number 9 video, and I'm happy to see that you're enjoying these videos. I hope you have your books by now. If you don't, you're in trouble because you're going to certainly need them for, are you ready for this? We are now in our intermediate level. Yes, books 4, 5, and 6 are intermediate level. So if you have not yet ordered books 4, 5, and 6, please do so today. Get the e-copies, even if you live in the United States. If you order the e-copies, you'll get them right away. And you can make your own copy out of that. You can make a hard copy from an e-copy. And send to jwpepper.com/myscore/Marlene Moore. Okay? I will leave this in a comment outside of our group today. I hope you are going to join our piano teacher group on Facebook, Back to Basics Books, piano teachers and students. We have about 33 members now, and it's growing. People say that they're learning a lot, and it's certainly a lot of fun, and you meet new people. What I am teaching you here is part of it, and the rest of it we're learning on the group on Facebook. So if you can possibly come, please do that. Back to Basics is all about love, achievement, freedom, fun. For everyone, for students, little children, and for teachers and students and adult learners too. Back to Basics is about note reading, sight reading, improvising, technique, composing, memorizing, and performance. And you think, well, aren't all piano lessons like that? No, they're not. Usually all that is taught at a piano lesson in traditional teaching is one thing: sight reading. That's what most teachers teach. They teach the sight reading, and then they go on to the next piece and the next piece. I have even seen recitals where children or adults are using the notation. The music is put up on the piano. There's no memorizing. So, in order to be a complete pianist, we need to know all of these things. That's so important in today's society, especially the ear training, which leads you to improvising and composing and memorizing and performance. It all leads you there. I've been at this for a long, long time. I was a concert pianist for 25 years. I have been a composer for, 50 years. I taught piano for 50 years. And I guess it's more than 50 years because I'm still teaching. How do you like that? I discovered about the idea of Back to Basics when I wrote this book. Well, not when I wrote it. I mean, the book is the result. I discovered that teaching piano is much more than sight reading. And this book, although it deals with performance, is really about how Back to Basics was created. and why, and how it's different from other teaching programs. It's not really a method, it's not really a program, it's a concept and a philosophy and a way that people are just now beginning to understand that we need to do more than sight reading. I was a traditional teacher for about 15 years when I was young. I was a Suzuki piano teacher for 10 years, and I was a combination of both for a few years until after a, after a concert tour I took. Everything got to be very clear after my concert tour, and I actually sat down to start to write this book and to develop the Back to Basics piano concept. If you're interested in that, and if you're interested in the idea of performing freely, you should read this book. It's available from J.W. Pepper, and it's $29. It's got large print, and it's 220 pages. There's an introduction by Dr. Cunningham, who tells you all about what this is about. Okay, I hope you will read it. It's a good book, and I've sold lots of those books. By the way, my videos here are not money-making. This is not a money-making scheme. On one book, I make $3. The publisher makes most of the money on a book. So this is not a publishing money-making thing for me at all. I do this because I want to. So just so you understand why I tell you you need the books, but I'm not making very much money from that. Okay, as long as you understand that. But I do want you to get the books. Very, very important. Okay, today we're going to talk about some more scales and arpeggios and the triads we did last time too. That's important. Recall we did C major triad, and we did the left hand C major triad, and the broken triad, when you get really good at them you can do them hands together. To review, your fingering is 3 in the middle, the fingering in the middle, 2, 3, 3. The left hand, it's 3, 3, 2. Second last one, 3. Okay, you got that. Today we're going to take a trip. I always told you that the arpeggios are chords that take a trip. And they are these kinds of chords that take a trip. Triads. Triads take a trip. I'm going to do it down here so you can see what I'm doing with my hand. I think I've got this adjusted a little bit too much that way. Just going to move that a wee bit. Tiny bit. That's a bit better. Maybe even a wee bit more, huh? Don't want this whole thing to go kaplooey. And I've lost my left hand spot. No, I haven't. people are learning arpeggios, what they really want to do is go 1, 2, 3, elbow, and the elbow goes sticking out. You need to hang on to your elbow. With your left hand, hang on to your elbow. Don't let it turn. Don't let it stick out. I'm hanging on to my elbow. 1, 2, 3. Swivel your 3. Hear that? 1, 2, 3. We're on the third finger. Swivel your 3. Don't let your elbow stick out like that. You can't. You grab that elbow and pull it in. So 1, 2, swivel the 3 with your 3 and your wrist until your thumb lands on C. 1, 2, 3, swivel, but not your elbow, just your wrist. And your thumb is way, way, way underneath. Thumb's way under. 1, 2, 3. Turn your 3 with your wrist, not your elbow. 1, 2, 3. And you don't need to swivel this time because you're at the end. And there's no swiveling going back. What happens when you get to the C is you're going to do this with your wrist. And it's going over to the G. Over. Not the elbow. Okay, I'm going to show you that again. 5, 3, 2, 1. Move your wrist and swivel your thumb over to the 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, got that? Let's try that one more time. I'm going to go a bit lower. 1, 2, swivel the 3, get your thumb under. So you see where my thumb is and my hand is as far over as it can be. 1, 2, 3, swivel the 3, get your hand under. I keep going here. Now we don't need to swivel. And backwards, we're going back. Now over, swiveling the thumb. Over, swivel the thumb, land on your 3. Good. So the right hand is 1, 2, 3. Those are the fingers you use. Only 1, 2, 3. Got that? Okay. Left hand. Some people use their 4th finger. I have never been successful with that, so I always go 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So I'm using 1, 2, 3 again. I might be criticized for that because in some books it says your 4th finger. It never worked for me. Never worked for a lot of my students either. So 3rd finger, guys. Try your 3rd finger. 5, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Swivel on the 2. Do you see what I'm doing? Swivel on the 2 going back. So what do we swivel with the left hand? We swivel on the thumb going up. It's like coming back down with the other hand. 3, 2, 1, and then back. Swivel on the 2 and get the thumb under. This takes a lot of practice. It really does. So let me know how you're doing with that. That's called an arpeggio of C major. So far we've done the scale of C major, G major, and we have done, I think we did the D major scale. Let's review that D major scale. Let's review that one. I've got this light off today in hopes that it won't be such a glare on the music book. Let's try it. D major. 2 sharps. And your triad is D, F sharp, A. And broken. So same fingering as C major, D, F sharp, A. Second finger, second finger, it's hey diddle diddle, 2 in the middle on the second turn. So we should now know the D major scale, the D major triad. And let's talk about A major today. A major has 3 sharps. It's got F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Notice how it's add a sharp each time. The first one was F sharp for G major. And then it was F sharp and C sharp for D major. And now it's F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. It's added a sharp for A major. Starts in A, ends in A. Here we go. 2, 3, thumb. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. If you've got the brown book, it's the next page right after D major. And your triads are right up here. Triads start on A. Left hand. Scales. Triad starts on A, C sharp, E, A diddle diddle, 2 in the middle on the second last one here. I think I mentioned before that I used to make my students play them 3 times a piece. That. That's your A major one for today. It's good to know all of the different keys. It's very good to know that. I may or may not have to put this piano light on. We talked about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star last time, and we talked about Contrary Motion. And the next one is Eensy Weensy Spider. And do you see on the left up here? It says rote piece, but you can do it as a sight reading piece too if you want to. Yes, I've got to put the light on. Yeah, see. I love you in the left hand. There'll be a couple of you love me's here too. Straightforward. When you get to this part, go to thumb to 3 and then thumb. We've only got 5 fingers, so you have to work around those. The fingering is marked in part of it, so 1, 3 and then thumb. Change over to the thumb. Actually, the right hand is harder than the left hand. If you need to, put your little red balls in each spot and do one section at a time, one step at a time. That's called sequential learning. Make sure that the piece is memorized before you go on to the next piece. Make sure you listen to video number 7. We call it video Lucky 7, to make sure that you've heard these pieces over and over and over again. Okay? Yes. Finish the melody right here. This is the idea taken from the Making Melodies book. So it's a writing exercise for you. Then it comes the C song. The C song, in this case, the letter C. C. I made a mistake there. This is... Okay, I'll play it again. I just realized I've got the wrong glasses on. No wonder I can't see. Here we go. So, did you notice it's saying up the hill and jump, jump, and then up to the high C and back to the G. And then these are all C's, C, C, C. That's why it's called the C song. And then we've got nothing but C's. Staccato C's. And then 2 more C's. And then down the hill. Jump, jump, and stop. Way down on that low C there. And then there's a repeat on that. I don't know that it will be necessary to do the little red balls to make stop, think, and go. You judge that yourself, because most of this, you've had this idea so many times. The only thing new are these ledger lines. They're called ledger lines when they're up above the staff, which are C's. Then we have Frere Jacques is next. And I'm not going to play it for you because it says sight piece. You're supposed to figure that out by yourself. And even if it's hands separately. Merrily We Roll is next. Now, something interesting is happening here. We're in a new position. We're in F major. Oh my. We're in F major with a B flat in it. Isn't that exciting? So, in the middle of the piece, it will say natural sign here. Natural sign means, a flat sign, not a natural. This has no sharps, no flats. Here we have the flat, which means we're going into F major. So you change from C major to F major. And it's the same finger pattern. Same finger pattern as before. You may need to do stop, think, go for that one. Next page is finish the melody. These are very important to your ear training. Very important. Work it out on the piano too. Then the good old Farmer in the Dell. These are all folk songs in F major. So we've moved up to here in F major. Maybe we should talk about that F major scale. Oh, F has 4 in it. 4th finger. Different fingering here. 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb. And it ends on F. How about that? The baby finger doesn't even get to play. Fourth over. It's a very, very, very tricky scale. Very, very tricky. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb. And the rest. Ending on the 4. Fourth over. It's because of the shape of the black keys in the piano. So lots of I love yous here with the left hand. And we've got what's called a split bar, means it gets saying 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They're all FAC triads except for here, which is E, B flat, C on the third last measure. I'm going to play that again a little faster. Farmer, 4, F major, finger. You can remember it that way. Skip to My Lou says sight piece, so you need to figure that one out by yourself. Octopus dance, my favorite. I want you to meet Octavia. This is Octavia here. I think the kids used to call this guy Octo. Octo and Octavia, but you can call them whatever you like. And they are written in A minor. Remember? We talked about A minor, and now we have octaves. Octaves. This piece definitely needs to be learned hand separately. Octopus are dancing in the sea, in the sea, in the sea. I can see them dancing. Octopus are dancing in the sea, happy as can be. And repeat. One of my adult students told me today that ever since she heard this piece, she went to get her groceries at the store and she couldn't get this piece out of her head. It kept singing it over and over again. It is kind of catchy, isn't it? Okay, there is a mistake in it. At the beginning, the computer fellow who does my notation, he said that because there was a computer glitch, it got to have a B flat in it. Just ignore that B flat. It's not supposed to be there. This is written in A minor. A minor has only G sharp in it. Okay, so we've got octaves, octaves. Octaves. They all are octaves. Now, this is a backward octave. And octaves do that. You know, octopus, octopi, they do that. They flip over backwards and go scooting over again. They're kind of fun things to watch. I saw a real one once. Let's try it again. So how would you learn this best? I think that if you go measure by measure, it would help. But also learn these octaves first. If you want to play them here, you can. Just remember, the one here at the top is the same as the bottom one. So if you know where this A is, you just stretch down one octave and you've got all those octaves. And this is up the hill and jump, jump. The same as C major. Okay, it has the same pattern, so you know that pattern already. You could try doing one line at a time, but I have a feeling that you need to do this piece hands separately. Learn all the octaves first, all of them. This one. And if that's enough for you, just take those two measures and do that. Bite sizes. Somebody asked me, well, how do we know how big is a step? Well, a step is bite size. And you know, we all have a different size of a mouth, different kind of appetite. We don't know how big of a bite we should take. Always take the smallest bite, and it usually works that way. So the bites are being done with your hand. I would do this much. And then I would do this much. And I would play just that much for one day. Right hand lots, left hand lots, hands together lots, until that part is memorized. I know you want to sight read it and go through the whole thing, but you know what? That's kind of defeating. It defeats the purpose altogether. Have fun with that one. That's really one of the favorite pieces. I hope you enjoy it. Skipping through the leaves is the sight piece for the next time. And when I come back for the next visit, I will start at Lullaby by Rousseau. Okay, gee, that went fast today, didn't it? That time really slipped by quickly. I hope it did for you too. I hope you learned something today. I hope that you leave a comment for me. I would love to hear what you're learning and what stage you're at and how you're doing and whether or not this has helped you. And please join our Facebook group. We're having a great time there, and they're learning so much more than just this half hour that's here, because I'm there all the time. Okay, have a nice time. I had fun today. Hope you did. Bye for now.